What does your faith level look like when it comes to trusting the Lord? Is it big? Is it small? Do you not have any faith? Or are you like the apostles where they asked Jesus to increase their faith? Which there's nothing wrong with that request, right? I've heard plenty of people say that over their lives, that they want their faith to increase and their faith to grow. But Jesus says to them, if you had faith like a grain of mustard seed, you could say to this mulberry tree, be uprooted and planted in the sea, and it would obey you. And of course, this is like hyperbole. This isn't exactly something that man can do, but it's the act of having the faith. Even a tiny bit of faith will help you as you go throughout your walk with the Lord to not only stay strong, to persevere, to stand, victorious in the face of temptations and trials and things like that. But the little bit of faith that you put in the Lord to help you make it through those things, it doesn't require big, mass amounts of faith. Just a tiny bit of faith will help you be victorious. Let me read you the definition of faith according to the Bible. It is complete trust or confidence in God, believing in Him for salvation and relying on His grace. It is the assurance of things hoped for and the conviction of things not seen. And so we don't see Jesus like a visual Jesus in front of us at all. We don't visually see God, but yet and still we have faith and we believe in Him. That all that's required of that is a tiny bit of faith. Just like all that's required is a little bit of faith that as you're driving down the road, the car's not going to veer into your lane, or that when you sit down in a chair, that chair is going to support you. When you go to bed each night, you believe that you're going to wake up each morning, right? And so these things require faith, and we put our faith in the most weirdest things. We put our faith in some of the scariest things, that these things will be doing what they say they'll be. You get on that elevator, you press that button, you expect this elevator to not drop you when you go to the top floor, right? So why can't we put our trust in earthly things versus so much more than putting our faith in the Lord, right? If you can put your faith in anything that's worthy of being trusted, it would be God. God is the one that created us all. God spoke us into existence, the world rather, and created us from dust in His image, right? So He's a good Father. He's not going to put us through something that we can't make it through without leaning on Him. I encourage anyone out there that has a low faith or that is trying to build their faith to just get in the Word of God, read what it says, check out the examples of how He stood steadfast and how He was always there for His people. Even when they were turning against Him and sinning against Him, there's examples of God delivering them. Just look at Sodom and Gomorrah. Lot was a man of God, and He sent angels there to save Lot and tell him, hey, we're going to destroy this town. You got to get out of here. And Lot and his wife, they were getting ready to leave, and Lot's wife looks back because she was getting ready to leave what she had faith in, what she had comfort in, what she knew. She was getting ready to leave that, and she looked back at it and she turned to a pillar of salt. Lot, on the other hand, had faith in God, had faith in what the angels were saying, and knew what they were saying to be true. So he was getting out of there just like they told him to. And we see that when we put our faith in God, we lead to life. We see that when we put our faith in earthly things, it leads to death. So a little bit of faith is all we need, guys, to keep pushing day to day. Just rely on the Lord, call on His name, rebuke the sin, rebuke the devil when he tries to get you to sin, rebuke the urges that come from your flesh. You feed the flesh long enough, it's going to get hungry. So, when you go to start starving it, it's going to start telling you, hey, I'm hungry. Like the human body, when you are hungry, a hormone is called ghrelin. It gets released and tells you that you're hungry, and your stomach starts growling and all these things. But when you start denying your flesh ghrelin is going to start to, hey, we're hungry, feed us, give me the things that I want. Feed me pornography, feed me lust, feed me anger, feed me, secular music, feed me worldly movies. This is what your flesh is going to start to crave, right? Because you've started to deny it. But you just keep on having that faith, keep on persevering, and eventually it'll be like you're going on a fast. Eventually, your body does start to adjust to the fast. And you see people all the time when they go on like a 40-day fast, or like after about the third day, it got better. You know what I mean? So just keep on denying that flesh, keep on relying on the word of God, and those urges for the things of the flesh will go away. Your faith will be increased. There'll be no way that you won't have a stronger faith when you start to see God moving in your life in ways that you never saw him move before. Sometimes it doesn't even require you to have a visual sign. Sometimes it's just the connection that you have with the Lord lets you know that he's there and he loves you and he's your father. So that's going to do it for this one. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Until then, God bless.